51 definitely seemed very dominant. Sean Garrett, top hopper in the North American scene, put it to work there. His teammates were able to do well. There's only 2 members left, 51 at the catwalk, but trying to defend here as they will get on the defuse. TCK has to clutch now, gets 1, gets 2, looking for the 3rd. What a clutch from TCK! Oh my goodness.
I don't believe they have any kits, so they need to make this happen a little early. Struck gets 1, next gets 1, but Struck is traded off down to a 1-on-2. Next takes out 1, down to a 1-on-1. TCK versus next. Time is ticking. TCK needs to make his move, but he got flat coming around the site spots. Time is ticking. Can he spam him down? No, next with a nice play. Oh man, a proc just drive-by hitting 2 crazy running P250. Freiberg has been dropped and a proc with a crazy 4K round.
Hello and welcome to the Lightning Cast's broadcast tonight of Arrays versus Immunity in the Noxious Relay for Life Challenge. With me tonight, I've got Clug, and of course, casting as always, Jake. Hey guys, what's up?
How are we?
How are you?
So we've got a best of 3 tonight. I believe we're into the finals series. The 2 teams, we've got Immunity and Arrays, both winning last time we cast the games on Lightning Casts. Do we have any initial predictions for the match here, guys?
Let you go first, Jakey.
He's still going with that.
I reckon.
Ian's eyebrows. Huh? Oh, I do too.
So solid predictions there. Thanks guys for that one.
Jakey says I reckon, I'm sorry. Alright, I'm gonna say I am. Immunity. Take it like 16-6 and then 16-8.
And which maps do you think we'll see being played? Obviously there's the veto system in place for the best of 3. Is there a particular map you think both teams will err on the side of caution with and avoid?
I'm gonna say Dust 2 will be the first map, just for the simplicity.
See, I disagree. I feel like if it was me, and if I was IM, who are the heavily favoured team in this match here, I wouldn't be risking it on D2, which is a rancid map. And if you can get a roll on, I mean, as an underdog on D2, everyone knows how to play D2. Everyone's got good communication and a couple of strategies for it, so... If I was IM, I'd be avoiding D2. Not saying that they would struggle on it, but it's just one of those maps that is perhaps a little bit more random than the others.
I'm going to put the map list and the veto system in Twitch chat for anybody who's wondering.
That's a good idea. Do you want to just run us through it quickly?
So we've got Dust 2, Nuke, Mirage, Cache, Inferno. You get to knife for who vetoes first.
Yep,
and both teams veto, and then Team A picks a map, and they knife for sides, and then Team B picks a map, and they knife for sides, and then the last map is played if it needs to be.
Cheers. So yeah, pretty standard vetoing system used in most other competitions where there is a best of 3 circumstance. We might run through the teams now. Obviously, the stream is showing that we've got a number of players in the server. In fact, every player is in the server. So from Immunity, one of the top teams in Australia. A very strong lineup. They've got Emag, Ricky, Sniper, James, and Yam. So the same team that we saw play last week, I believe, and they were very strong on Nuke, I believe it was. Absolutely demolishing the team they came up against. This is now into the final section of the competition, so obviously the standard will be raised. They're up against Arrays, who we also saw win last week, and that team made up of Inertia, Abdu, Dan's, Requiem, and my favourite player in the world, Blackout. And all of these guys pretty well known within the community. Abdu, the only player from the Erase team that I don't really have much knowledge about the way he plays, but he was getting the picks last time, so I'm excited to see what he can do here. Requiem, obviously the online sensation, fragging for Aimware. And that's a joke, of course. Requiem hasn't wall hacked since the Source days. So still waiting for a knife round here. I would like to point out this is the Noxious Challenge. Big shout out to the sponsors that we do have, Tesoro, and also thank you to Cybergamer who are supplying the service for tonight. Thank you to my man Jake over here who is running the stream, utilising the fibre optic cables given to us by the National Broadband Network. So big shout out to Kate Rudd and Gill Dogs who put that one together. And Malcolm Turnbull for keeping it that way. Thank you to him. And of course, as I explained last week, the Noxious Relay Live Charity Tournament, is basically about raising some money from cancer and also bringing you high-quality Counter-Strike global offensive matches. And before I forget as well, I'd better do a big shout-out to Brucey, who is the admin of the tournament and has organised all of the servers and is basically running everything behind the scenes, and also to Muggy, the owner and manager of Noxious, also a lovely gentleman. Now, as I think is becoming pretty customary for while we wait for the beginning of these matches, as we will have a knife round going live soon enough, I think we need to go through the players and ascertain who has the best knife skin and whether that knife skin will in fact do anything to their chances of winning.
Yeah, that is our tradition. We've been casting for a week, and that's tradition.
That is a tradition, and I think traditions are important when you're casting these games. So I'm looking through now, and I think it's Ricky who has the Bayonet factory new with the old stat track technology. And I don't think we're going to see a better knife. I think we've got a winner right there and then. However, Requiem, a new challenger, appears. He's got the Slaughter Karambit.
James has got an M9 bayonet. Stat track, Slaughter.
So do we really think the knife round will be important here? Obviously, they knife for who vetoes first, and then they will knife on the maps that are chosen. Just James there saying that they're ready for the knife. So that will be going live very soon. And in fact, it is going live now. So they will head towards the Long A area with their knives out. So I think we will follow Ricky for this knife round. He's got the 12 kills on the stat track Bayonet Slaughter there. Let's see how many he can add to. It looks like a couple of the IM players a little bit confused as to where Long A is. So perhaps my prediction as to them struggling on this map might be accurate after all.
And we've changed... Yep, okay. So I'm unsure of who won the knife round, but we have changed maps early, so somebody's vetoed something and we're on Mirage now.
That will be because of the GoTV delay, so they will have changed the map directly after the end of the knife round. And so we will have no idea. It adds a little element of surprise to the cast tonight. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Immunity chose Mirage, as it is a map that requires a bit of teamwork, a little bit of practice, and obviously they've got that advantage over the Erase team, who, despite competing in CG Div 2 this season, perhaps don't have the same level of practice behind them, nor the individual skill of the players. So we will just wait, I believe, 90 seconds for the start of the cast here. So if everyone just grabs a drink, has a bit of a chill out, we'll be with you shortly.
Okay, we've got in Twitch chat that a race won knife.
So a race is one. Okay, there you go. That changes everything. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't change anything. But interesting choice of maps from a race. I did see that a guide as to how to play Mirage came up on the popular guides for CS:GO. So maybe Blackout's been getting some pointers from that, learning how to smoke up a bomb site, that sort of thing, and they wanted to put it to good use. But maybe that's just what a race needed. Maybe they've got the strats for the map and they can put those to good use. Perhaps pick up the first map and make this an interesting competition. And it looks like the GoTV is just getting in now. All those bots getting kicked before they even really had a chance to play, unfortunately. It looks like both teams have been filled with players. And it looks like the knife's going live straight away, so both teams very ready. No issues with any connections or anything of the sort. I'll check the pings of the players. Nothing too out of the ordinary there. Perhaps Sniper with the highest ping on 55. But that shouldn't have any impact on the gameplay. So they do run off towards the A bomb site, and they will head in there. The CT's immunity just charging straight down lower ramp. I love casting knife rounds. There's pretty much nothing you can say. A slashes B, X gets the slash on C, and then it's over. So IM has won that knife round. Now it is debatable as to which side is favoured on Mirage, but it's generally accepted that the counter-terrorists have the advantage simply because they can lock down the bomb sites with good smoke placement. However, if the terrorists do get a bit of a run on and can ruin the economy of the counter-terrorists, anything can really happen. The other key to this match will also be mid-control. So I believe James is the AWPer for the immunity team. In fact, he has picked up an AWP in what is the practice round. And
Ricky laughing. I love those little voice over GoTV for a split second.
Yeah, someone just forgetting what their TeamSpeak key is. So we're going live here. So the match has begun. We are on DE Mirage, the two teams, Immunity and Arrays, coming up against each other in the Noxious Relay for Life charity tournament. Go through the team listings once again. EMAG, Ricky, Sniper, James and Yam rounding out the CT team for Immunity. As we see a rush into the A bomb site from the terrorist team made up of Requiem, Inertia, Abdu, Dans and Blackout. It looks like we have got those smokes that have gone up, so obviously they have been watching the guide that I alluded to earlier. So a really nice A take here. Obviously they lost Dans very early, some nice pistol frags, and the CT's just seeming to be happy to try and retake here. They're going to push into the bomb site. Yam just heading around towards the low ramp area, but the T's have got some really nice positioning. We've got 4 CTs rushing straight to the side, EMAG getting taken down, but not before Requiem gets James. And it looks like the T's might have this one. Palace, coming out of Palace here was Blackout. Blackout unable to get the frag on the guy defusing the bomb that was Ricky. So unfortunate there from Blackout, unable to hit the shots. And the CTs do pick up the round, despite having no kits between them. So 10 seconds on the bomb. And Ricky managing to get that one. So some poor play by Blackout, you must say. He knew exactly where he was defusing. He knew exactly what he had to do and simply stopped the defuse to win the round, and he couldn't do it. So the first round going to the counter-terrorists, and that is costly for the terrorists, who, despite that loss, have gone for a pretty aggressive fight. We've got a couple of Galils, a Scout on Inertia, and of course the CZ for Abdu. And we do have a buy-up of armor as well for these players. So not putting anything to chance, and Abdu picking up the first frag with that CZ on Ricky. So a great early frag there. It looks like the CTs are going to get really aggressive over in this T-Apps area towards the B bomb site, but that's leaving mid very open. And you had a look at Requiem, Blackout, and the other player for the terrorists. They're really taking control of that area with Inertia holding the T-spawn rear. And you look at Abdu, he's all the way up in window. He's going to get shot down by James, who came through the B connector ladder room. And so that's an important frag. Back to a 4v4. But with the amount of mid control that the terrorists have here, and I'll take it back, Emacs just run out and fragged Blackout there. Requiem getting a revenge frag on James. But the final lurking player who was in mid was James, and somehow the CTs come out with a win in this round. So despite very much better positioning on the map, the CT's able to really shut them down there. So I'll throw it to you, Clug. What do you think of the CT setup here? We're seeing a number of the CTs basically just playing together, looking to revenge frag where they can, and just control of the bomb sites, not really too concerned with the mid area or rotating onto mid fairly late into the rounds.
I think it's unfair to comment on how the CTs are set up because they're just playing anti-ecos. That essentially they're playing 2B and not holding that much mid control except for mid-con.
Right, fair call. It looks like we've just got P250 buy up, so pretty standard eco round. It looks like it's going to be a rush.
James through smoke.
Despite James having a nice spray down through the smoke and chucking the other smoke in there. So we'll see what the T's decide to do here. They're just going to hang around. They're going to push through now and see if they can get that bomb down. They do jump in. Dan's getting some nice P250 shots into James's noggin there at short. And the bomb will go down on the B side. So a really effective eco already. One gun down and already the bomb down. Dan's and Requiem combining again though. And two more CTs get absolutely flogged as they try and rotate into the site. And we'll have a look at what the CTs are doing. Sniper pushing in with that Exiton Bison. Requiem picking up his second frag. And Yam, the final play here, is going to have to do something pretty special. Picks up the first one in Requiem. Dan's going to chuck a flashbang in. And Yam cannot see a thing. He's going to eat another flashbang. And with no kit here, he's had to get straight onto the bomb. He's got 5 seconds left to do it. They're going to check it though, and he's going to be taken down. And Abdu and Requiem combining for an excellent eco round there. So a really poor B hold, despite James picking up that initial frag and laying down those smoke and flash grenades.
That would have been such a good play from Yami if he had a kid.
Oh, absolutely. He had 3 seconds left on the bomb, I believe. So the T's, I think they were trying to save their guns. I think they decided that the CTs weren't going to go for it. But yeah, so great play from Yam. Just unfortunate that he had picked up a kit, which is pretty inexcusable, really, after a two-round win and, you know, a couple of deaths. But even so, $400 is not that big a deal, especially when you're expecting a rush on a site for a bomb plant. And just looking at the weapon situation here, IAM's just really had to go the full eco here after losing a number of players on both of those rounds. And with the full buyer, Blackout picking up the second frag on Ricky, and they've got total control of the A bomb side here. So the CTs will probably go for exit frags, look to pick up a couple of guns. Yam was just lurking in the palace area, Inertia not having a bar of that, taking him down. And the final two players just chilling in the mid area. Sniper was just seen over the top of that smoke. I believe it was on James's head. A little bit of a cheeky maneuver there, and James, the final player here. Let's see what he can do. He's going to hang around short in that room. Gets absolutely destroyed by a grenade. So it seems they know where they are. Blackout's going to take him down. So some really great stuff from Inertia here. Some really strong strategies. And individual aim seems to be really up there. No signs of nerves from these players. And we do have the buy up here straight away from IM. So it looks like just the single eco round is what they're going for. We do have one Clarion there on Yam and Ricky with no armor having bought that AWP. It looks like they're going to go for the mid-controller terrorists. They've chucked a few smokes up there, but there has been a slight stack from the CTs. Fairly aggressive play up and short from Sniper here. Pays off, takes down Dans, who was hanging around top mid area. And he's going to rotate back down short. He's done his job. He's made it ever so harder for the T's to win this round. And a fairly standard spread and pick, you must say, here from the terrorists, taking it fairly slow, trying to work out where the CTs will be playing. What do you think of this spot that Sniper's in right here, as Abdu takes down James as he was trying to sneak through that apps area?
I think it's flyable for like a split second. It's good for spotting, but essentially you're probably not going to get a kill unless they just sit there. There you go. Spotted one.
Yeah,
Fail.
spotted one. And I think he took some he took some damage there. So that pre-fire is incredible. I'm not sure how Abdu knew he was there. I mean, that's a very if not standard spot, as Requiem and Abdu combine again. Those two are just fragging out of their minds at the moment. And I am, again, in a little bit of trouble. They did force the buy up here, and with only 2 players left, now making it a 3v2 situation with the terrorists with some fairly hefty control, but no bomb. So the bomb's going to be picked up by Inertia here. Little does he know, the final CT's around the corner, and it is Yam. So Yam's picked up the frag, and it looks like they're going to win the round here. Yam's just going to go and hide in the T-spawn area, and Erase has paid the price for not having control of the bomb, and a really unfortunate loss round there. They had all of the control, but just leaving the bomb at T-spawn, and I don't know who the player was for Erase that decided that he'd take on the terrorists. I don't think he had time to get to the bomb site either. So despite all those picks, that was really foolish play from Erase. Just a round thrown down the drain, 3v1. It's unfortunately not going to do a huge amount for the money situation on IM because 4 of their players, were killed. So they're still pretty poor. And obviously with the round loss there, a little bit of a cash bonus coming towards the Erase team, so they'll pick up the AKs once again, full armor, and a fairly hefty complement of nades as well. And it looks like they're going to go for a similar strategy, just working the pick early in the round. Hopefully they'll speed it up this time and take charge of the round as Blackout picks up the first frag on Sniper and a second, so lovely work from him taking really aggressive control of the short area. And so this time, it looks like Requiem's not going to make the same mistake with the bomb. However, he has been spotted by Yam, and once again, Yam takes down the bomber, and the terrorists do not have the bomb, despite having total control of the bomb site. And the rotates are going to come around now, Reki taking down Inertia as they all rotate towards the bomb. Dan's picking up Yam, and so he's going to charge through the B apps area and head towards his teammates who have control of B. Ricky's going to be a little bit too late on the rotate towards the bomb, and with Abdu taking down Emag, he's going to have to take down 3 players. Just having a little spray towards that window room, just looking for that bomb cross, and he does take down Abdu takes down Ricky as he crosses through the apps area as the bomb goes down. Blackout taking a few shots, but Dan's getting the job done. And the eco situation for the CTs will again be dire, very little cash in the bank. And we're at 3-3, and this is really not what Immunity want here. They can't be going round for round, especially with their economy in the shape that it is. So it looks like the T's, once again, knowing the eco situation of the CT, is just going to take control of mid, look for a couple of picks. The majority of the players just chilling out as Inertia in a good position to deal with the push through from the A bomb site. Requiem and him combining once again. So the CT's going, a little bit all for broke on the push there, and not really managing to make it count. The T's just with a nice anti-eco. And Inertia with picking up the eco frags, just buffing up his DPR, which is always nice to get. And we might check the scoreboards. Plug, who's getting it done at the moment?
Yan and Abdu are top fragging for both teams, which you could pretty much tell from watching Abdu play.
Well, he seems to be extremely sharp. That one round that he took a couple of shots on Sniper in that really odd position threw me off a little bit. So he just must be in the sharpest form of his life. As we go into the second eco round here for the CT, a couple of P250s being picked up. Blackout picking up another frag here, so Blackout's doing exceptionally well by his standards. Still on the bottom of the scoreboard though, which is to be expected. Dance and Inertia combining to pick up the 2 CTs trying to defend the A bomb site. So another pretty easy round here for the terrorists, just on anti-eco again. And the final 2 players, Sniper and James, going to have to rotate out. James on the receiving end of some beautiful AK-47 bullets, and Blackout getting the job done. So another couple of frags for him here. And you must say, it's getting a little bit dire here for Immunity with 5 rounds to 3. The buy rounds just get so important, and this is one. So this I would say is the first full buy that they've had run armor. You've got the AWP on Ricky, who's going to take control of the mid area, and what a beautiful AWP it is. He's got the Dragon Law. So it looks like they're going to have a really aggressive play here into the mid area, trying to take control straight away. James picking up a nice frag on Gans, and another one on Requiem there. Going for the third, he can't get it done. He's done a little bit of damage to the play there. Ricky taking down Abdu, and the aggression paying off. James with a beautiful round. 3 frags already, And just as soon as the round's begun, Inertia, the final player for the T's, he doesn't even know what's happened. And Sniper picks him up. And so it's paid off. Immunity just saying, I've had enough of this. We're going to take the game to you, Arrays. And that's exactly what they needed to do. Great aggressive play in the mid area there.
I feel like it was a huge mistake for Blackout not backing away after 2 teammates died mid. He dropped the bomb. Like, obviously it was a very hard round to win, but he basically made it impossible.
Well, he also made it impossible to save the guns. I mean, once they've pushed into those positions, if you coordinate with your teammates, use your nades, which of course they had, as Blackout tries to make amends for that round, picking up a nice orb kill and a second on James. Going for the third here and picks him up, so Blackout just punishing the Immunity team who tried to do the same thing again, so they're learning from their mistakes. Beautiful play from Blackout there. 3 frags already and still seeking the 4th. So the bomb's going to go down in A, and before we've even had a chance to critique that previous round, the next round's almost over. So how's that for a swing in momentum straight away again? And it does look like the CTs will go for the save here. The money situation, again, rearing its ugly head. Yam picking up 1 exit frag on Abdu as he tries to escape that bomb site. Inertia is going to hunt him down though. Just seeing his tail end around the corners a few times, finally picks up Yam. The final player, Sniper, will watch him. He's just chilling over in the B apps. I think the T's are going to organise themselves around this area. They're going to go for the frag. I don't think anyone's going to be able to get to him though, so he will save that gun. And once again, the T's just putting the money pressure on the CTs. They will have enough to buy though, and Ricky, the only player who won't be able to purchase fully. No, he does. He goes for the M4.
I'd just like to point out that Inertia plays a lot of IPGN, so I think this is a lot of DPR hunting from him.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I think he's well and truly set his angling old rod up, and the bait is real from him. But it looks like IM's just going to go a little bit more passive. So despite that really effective round they had where they got aggressive, I don't think we'll be seeing it again now that Inertia is... Oh, sorry, not Inertia. Arrays is a little bit onto that strategy.
If you look at James's boost in B, he's playing solo, but it's a really nice spot.
It is, absolutely. I mean, the standard plant is right there at his feet, and if he doesn't take the shots until the planter gets there, he's certainly got the opportunity to bust the round wide open, because that delay on the bomb plant can be all the CTs really need to take control of the bomb site. It looks like we're going to have some picking in towards the A bomb site though from the terrorists. Blackout there with the AK. Inertia and Dan's though picking up a couple of frags. Requiem joining the fight with 2 of his own. And we're seeing an absolute shellacking here from Arrays. It looks like they've seriously cracked up. And as we talk about that, Ricky's left the game, so I'm not sure whether that's a disconnect, a bit of an RQ, or what the situation is. So only 4 players left in the server here, and I think the 2 IM players, who are Sniper and James, will just try and delay for as long as possible, potentially to get Ricky back into the game and also pick up some exit frags. Sniper doing just that as Abdu eats a few bullets trying to get him over at the B bomb site. So the T's will exit here, and this is looking like an absolute disaster early for Immunity, who, despite being on the favoured side on this Mirage map, are currently down 7-4. Abdu complaining about the server, which is potentially why Ricky left. He's back in now. But Clug, what do the CTs have to do here? What's going to bust this back open for them? They're really struggling, not just because of the economy, but they're getting outpicked across the map, aren't they?
Yeah, I think the T's are adapting really well. Like, they could only aggro mid once before it stopped working. They just need to play in a more adaptive playstyle.
Do you think they also need to look for some revenge fragging rather than the individual aim that they're sort of relying on at the moment, as we see another pick from
definitely.
Inertia?
James just pushed in without any backup and pretty much threw away the round. Not necessarily, but definitely took some chances away from it.
Well, certainly losing the gun that early, and Sniper, the other gun, he's been taken down straight away, so the remaining players only have pistols, and we're going to be looking at an 8-4, and really, I mean, that's the round, the half one for the terrorists, and that's really all an Arrays needed to do. If they pick up a pistol as well, then it could be all she wrote for Immunity. That's still a while away. EMAG putting up a bit of a fight here in the T-Apps, picking up 2 great P250 frags, a couple of headshots, and a little bit of help from James. but he's managed to pick up a gun here. He might go for the save. Yam also picking up a gun, but he's going to get taken down in that ladder room. So the final player here, Emag, with 2 frags to his name, so nothing to be sneezed at, about to pick up his third, which he does. And it looks like he's going to go for this round. He doesn't have a kit though, no, so he'll do the smart thing. He'll grab that beautiful Dragon Lord that belongs to his good mate Ricky, and he'll head towards T-spawn to save that one. The T's are all over this. They know he's going to be saving. They're not really sure where though, so they will exit towards CT spawn. But as predicted, the picks, once again, going to the Terrorists, who are really taking this game for what it's worth. And I think Immunity might have been expecting a group match here. I don't think they were expecting Erase to come out and pull this sort of stuff on them. They're certainly not adapting to what's happening to them, and we're looking at another crucial buy round here. And it looks like another aggressive push from the CTs into that mid area, so that mid control being all important, it would seem, for the CTs, but it's not paying off on occasion. And we're not seeing the revenge frag that was required from Requiem, who's just going to chase, I'm not sure who the CT is, into the bomb site. He's done a huge amount of damage to him. He's just hidden under that palace area, and he's just hiding behind the box, just causing all sorts of hassles for the Terrorists who are trying to take him out. And it is Yam just being the sneakiest ninja, picking up another one. And I am taking the round in, as the screen says, only 37 seconds. So again, just all or broke aggression from the CTs, and the rounds seem to be either won or lost in the first 15 seconds. I don't know whether they can keep it up though, Clug. It's so dependent on that first frag.
Yeah, they really need to get an entry frag and then just fall. That's what Immunity need to do, and I think Ricky's about... There we go. I think this round could be theirs if they keep the momentum going.
And they certainly need it. I think going into the half, or the end of the half, with a bit of momentum, despite the scoreline as it stands currently, is really what they need. They want to get a little bit of momentum, hopefully pick up the pistol round, and then do something with it. Abdu picking up James over towards B, but Ricky responding with an AWP frag on Dan's. And so the 3 players left on the Terrorist team, and now 2, as Sniper takes down Abdu, trying to push into the B bomb site, are going to have to do something. The rotate has occurred with the bomb down in the T, just outside the T apps area. And so just some lurking going on here from Requiem and Inertia. So Inertia taking down Ricky, who had the AWP, but they know where Requiem is now, so he's going to have to hightail it out of that short area. He's going to get shot at from about 8 different directions as Inertia picks up his second. So what was a 2v4 becomes a 1v1 as some trades coming down. Yam getting taken down with a beautiful headshot. So Requiem already with 2 frags. No, sorry. 1 frag, and Inertia, the other player on his team, getting the job done. And so we've got another 1v1 with the bomb heading towards the A bomb site. He knows that Emag is over towards B. Emag just going to pull his cursor around and try and have a look at mid. He's not really sure where the Terrorist has gone. Only 15 seconds on the clock, so the bomb's going to go down at A. Requiem's going to have to play this extremely smart. Only 11 points of HP left on him. So the rotate coming through now will follow Emag as he takes out that Fire Serpent. Pulling out the pistol now, so he obviously knows the health situation. He's going to check over towards the Tetris area. Pre-fires a beautiful spot. And Requiem, who was playing a smart position, just being outplayed by Emag, who obviously thought through what he would do in that situation himself. And another crucial round for IM, who brings the score back to 8-6, despite some serious heavy lifting to get back into this situation. So we're into the final round of the first half here. We might do a quick check of the scoreboard, Clug. Emag, the CT player, getting it done, but it seems to be fairly even spread of frags, especially across the T team as well.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Abdu's fallen off. Maybe it was just he was getting eco frags.
I think the other difference has been on these last few buy rounds, IM has been getting the revenge frags that have been required. There's never been a free frag for the Terrorists that they've been able to fall off on and then really spread the CTs across the map as Ricky gets Dance early, and Yam picks up another one as the T's try and hit that A bomb site. Blackout finally getting Yam, who just seems to be unkillable in some of these rounds, despite about 12 people shooting at him. And this round should go to IM, and I imagine it will, despite Requiem putting up a final little bit of defense around the smoke there, but he gets taken down. And what could have been a disastrous half from IM has been brought back to a fairly respectable 7-8 in favour of Array. So some great strategy from them there. I think the only issue was perhaps the money situation for the CTs, and some really, it was just rude gameplay from Immunity, no respect for their opponents on some of those push rounds, I would hazard. Where does the game go from here, Clug? What's your prediction? Is it all dependent on the pistol round, or has Immunity managed to stamp their authority on the game?
I would say if Immunity win pistol, they still have a chance, but if they don't, I'm going to let the momentum go and just fight back on the next map.
So that is correct, and if you've just joined us, it is a best of 3. We're following Raze and Immunity in this first map here. We're on DE Mirage. The first half has just ended. It looks like we're getting fairly similar strategy for the eco round that really started Arrays off on this fairly dominant performance, you must say, considering the odds stacked against them. So I am heading towards the B bomb site, just spreading their crosshairs around, having a look, and there's been a serious A stack from the CTs, so Blackout not able to get a single frag there, and the rotate's going to come through now, so Arrays is going to have to do some serious retaking. Emag not having a bar of inertia pushing through the kitchen area, he gets smashed by a great headshot from that Glock. Abdu responding in kind with his USP silence getting one, but James with the frag on Requiem really making it difficult here, and I think the CTs are absolutely out of luck, as Dance also gets taken down, and James doing the patented Glock armor jump burst, taking down the final player. And there we go, the pistol round has gone to Immunity, and having won the final 3 rounds of that first half, it seems the momentum swing is well and truly in effect, and Arrays is going to have to do something pretty magical on one of these eco rounds if they want to claw back a bit of that momentum, I'd have to say.
Not sure by Abdu.
So interestingly enough, I mean, Arrays is going fairly aggressive. Abdu already with 2 frags with that P250, so great stuff from him. Nothing but headshots from him. Yam pushing into... and everything happens at once. So, I mean, the round's over.
1 HP.
The round is over, but some nice fragging there. And that's really all you expect from those P250 eco rounds. You want to get a couple of guns, not let the opposition team get a real economy boost going. And it looks like Ricky, who has been AWPing for this map, is going to eco for that AWP in this round as well. And we got a full B stack from the CTs. So as often happens, they've fully stacked the B bomb site, and the T's are going to hit, of course, the A bomb site. So they're going to charge into absolutely nothing. So while all of the CTs sit around a nice double stack here at the short B area, sorry, is all going to come to nothing. And I think Arrays will just try and get some exits here, maybe save a couple of these pistols.
No, you have the most harmless round in CS history. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, well, Emag obviously not happy taking down Ricky, who he just wanted a frag, I think. He did pick up another frag, but a little bit of fun being had as Blackout gets taken down as well. Just some free fire going around the corner. Dan's picking up Yam in about the final 0.1 of a second of the round. So a couple of guns going down. Probably more harm caused by Immunity to their own team than anything that Arrays did. And we will have the first full buy round of this second half. The AWP on Blackout here. Let's have a look. Let's see what he can do. He's going to be taking on Ricky at mid. So a smoke grenade going up from the T's. Blackout moving around, a couple of nades coming into that mid window area, just holding that line. He knows might not know there's a player there. He's going to eat a smoke grenade, but James gets taken down, so just peeking before that smoke had popped, and Ricky going to push out now. But not before his teammate's been taken down. So that was a really crucial frag from Blackout there. Just getting a little bit of control of the round as Abdu takes down Emag as he tries to peek into the A bomb site as well. And already Array's really in absolute control of this round, and Blackout picking up the final frag, taking up where he left off at the start of the round. And that is exactly what Array's needed on this CT side. Absolutely no deaths, money in the bank for them, and bring it back to 9-10. Still in favor of immunity, but I tell you what, that is a very important buy round, especially considering IM will now have to eco once again. And it looks like they're going to head towards A bomb site again here, the Terrorists, after that success they had on that round where all of the CTs ran towards the other. Sniper, the first player to push in, he has copped about 14 different flashbangs on his nose, and Requiem saying, "Oh, you're blind, I think I'll take that." Him and Abdu again combining some lovely headshots. I don't think Abdu's hit any but headshots. He's been beautiful this game. Ricky picking up Blackout as he pushes in typical Blackout style. Just unlucky on the eco rounds, coughing a headshot. And Ricky pushing in, getting another, but it's not going to matter. The pistol round going pretty much as expected, with only 2 guns taken from the CTs. And we're looking at 10-10, and as it has been throughout this game, these two teams have been absolutely neck and neck. And it's really come down to these buy rounds. It's come down to who can manage their money better. And it looks like IM's going to get aggressive towards the mid and B area this round. Emag just going to fake out towards A, as he has done every single round. And you'll see a lot of top teams, they do this. They send one player and they basically say, look, I want you to work out where they plant this side. I want you to take control of that side if you possibly can. Just get the picks. And it looks like Emag's doing just that, while the rest of your team can take control of mid. But Blackout and Danced, the double AWP on the CTs, put to excellent effect. Excuse me. Ricky managing to get one, a really cheeky boost. He was on top of Yam's head, who was just acting as a little bit of a pedestal to pick up towards short, so that was very nice. They're going to boost into this window room and hopefully get a bit of a rotation on. Ricky absolutely eating up a flashbang. And it's not going to matter though, because Blackout and Inertia, again with that AWP, getting it done. However, my man Emag from the start of the round was still lurking. He's picked up 1, he's picked up 2, and we've got a 1-on-1 situation. So what was 3v1 has now very much turned around, and Abdu taking some shots, missing. So now his position is known. Emag's going to go and run and pick up this bomb, and he's got 23 seconds to make it back to one of the bomb site. It looks like he's going to head towards A. He's got no time to go to the B bomb site now that he's committed down here, and I think Abdu is going to head over to B. He thinks he's gone through apps, and Emag, I think he might have heard him just rushing through that window room area. He's going to plant the bomb, and Abdu still checking B now. He's going to run back through, and Emag in a beautiful position here. So he's looking at a 1v3 clutch. He's going to hear Abdu run around, and I think he's going to take a couple of shots and take him down. He's going to do it, and beautiful gameplay there from Emag, who I think will try and pick up one of the AWPs. No, he doesn't. He doesn't even bother. Exactly what his team needed there. So Emag absolutely got his team on his shoulders at the moment. 21 frags for 13 deaths, and the all-important 3 MVP stars. And I tell you what, the Immunity TeamSpeak 3 server would be blowing up just there, because that was an absolute must-win round for the Terrorists. So once again, my man Emag taking the round on his own terms, picking up the first frag again, and we've got 4v4, which arguably favours the Terrorists as they head towards the B bomb site. All of the players rotating back from A, but I think the CTs are all over this. Just having a look at the radar. Sorry, I take that back. They're heading towards the B bomb site. I've made a mistake, and as I'm doing so, Dan's. It just seems to happen so quickly with these guys. Dan's picking up 2 quick kills with his M4 silence, and a third there. So Dan's, just when you think Immunity's got to roll one, Dan's and Blackout wrecking them as they try to push into that bomb site. And at the moment, it's individual skill winning rounds, and Dan's up to the task, taking on EMAG and saying, look, you can clutch 3v1, I can take down 4 of your team as they try and push into B. Who's the better player? And it takes us to 11-11. Let's click Tab Clug. What do you make of the money situation at the moment?
Both teams are fairly low. It'll be interesting to see if CTs lose an anti-eco. They won't be able to buy, or they might have to force. It'll definitely influence the rest of them. But they're not going to lose, so they should be fine.
And they've actually got a fair bit of money in the bank now. If you have a look there, they'll buy up some nades, but they can certainly force buy should they lose one here. And in comparison, it looks like IM's just going to eco this one again. There's one Deagle, a couple of P250s as well. They really want to get the AWPs out, and they have been successful for both teams actually. So taking this round a bit slower, I think they might be aware of the fact that Raze has got a few dollars in the bank, and they might try and look for a couple of frags just to get a bit of money out of the pockets of the CTs. We might follow EMAG, who's picked up the Deagle. Nice frag from Yam, however, towards the mid area on Blackout. He was just trying to pick up a couple of those eco frags. EMAG absolutely destroying Sniper as he tried to run past. But taking down Abdu as well, so he's managed to do something right despite wrecking his teammate. And the final player here, Yam, will get destroyed by Requiem from that A bomb site. And while it doesn't mean as much as it once did, those TKs can hurt, especially if you've got Sniper in TeamSpeak absolutely yelling at you for smashing him. I don't think EMAG was even flashed or anything, he just was taking some random shots at a box. Sniper in the wrong place at the wrong time. It looks like we've got a force buy here, so I wasn't aware that the money situation was really this bad. Ricky putting that AWP to use, however, so it might have been worth that extra round of eco. So he's taken out one of the players that was holding the mid area. It was Blackout, so Blackout 2 early frags against him in the last couple of rounds. Maybe a little bit of inexperience, just letting his foot off the gas when his team really needed him to step up. And now, with the split onto this A bomb site, it's all up to Requiem to hold off the terrorists who are pushing in. We've got Ricky with an AWP. We've got another terrorist, Yam, with an AWP. So 2 creeping AWPs here, and Requiem, the final player who can really stop them. Abdu's on rotate here. He's got no idea where they are. He doesn't know that they're up at the stairs area. And Yam's actually pushed into CT spawn. Requiem with the 3rd frag of the round, so he's the man really taking charge of this bomb site. And once again, it seems like individual skill as the CTs clean up the final players for the terrorists. And I think we're going to see another force buy, but it could be too little too late from the terrorists, with Arrays having picked the map, really getting it done. And who would have predicted this? 14-11 in their favor. Did you have any idea Arrays had it in them, Glad?
I really predicted something way lower than this for the scoreline, with Immunity winning.
Absolutely, and we look at the frags for the Immunity team. Apart from EMAG, all of the teams really struggling to get their frag on. With only EMAG in the positive KDR area. All of the CTs, as you can see, well and truly in that positive KDR area, and lots of DPR as well. Look at the assists from the CTs in comparison to the Ts. It's not going to matter this round though, as Ricky pushes in, takes down Inertia, and then EMAG combines with James to take down Dan's. Blackout quickly on the rotate into the kitchen area. So he takes down one. It looks like EMAG's going to push straight into kitchen.
I love that flash by EMAG.
It was beautiful, wasn't it? It followed it straight in. And the T's with total control of this round now, so just when the momentum is really in favour of one side, it really feels like Immunity just rages around win. They just get fed up and say, look, we're just going to rush a bomb site, we're better players than Arrays, we're going to do this. And when they stop thinking, they seem to be doing a hell of a lot better. However, with this win round here, it remains crucial that they win the next, because if they don't, their money situation will again be dire, and there's still a huge amount of money in the bank for the CT, so they can buy out this match, you would predict, despite Blackout. Well, if Inertia's still sitting on... Oh no, he's going to drop an AWP. So still certainly 2 rounds, or 1 more round of buy for the CTs, should they so desire. So a crucial round once again for the Ts. And I love what Requiem did there. I'm not sure if anyone saw it, but chucked a incendiary grenade directly onto a smoke that his teammate had thrown. So he's essentially just thrown $600 straight down the drain. And some absolute BM scene from Dan's over at the B bomb site. The jumping Dak frag in the B apps area. So he would have expected the BM purchase of the Dak. He picked up another one. Look at him just spamming the smoke here. The team's still managing to take the bomb site though. Yeah, a beautiful flank on from him there. And now with the 2v2, it looks like Emad's going to rotate back. Both of the CTs aren't really in a position to contest B, and they're both still convinced that it's A as well. So the T's are going to make it easily into the B bomb site. Emad going to come through apps a little bit late. He's just going to grab the bomb, so he's going to leave Sniper a lot resting on him here to take control of this bomb site. He's just going to have a look around. Only now are the CTs, well, they're still not even really thinking that it could be the other site. Dance is going to be flashing A. And the bomb's going to be planted, so I'm not sure how they think that this is the case.
They still think it's A.
They still think it's A.
They're going for a retake in the wrong side.
So Inertia having a looking around, he's not seeing anything. And both of them, as confused as each other, someone must have called a bomb down or something of that respect. But seriously, with 15 seconds of no movement, no nades, no nothing, you'd think the CTs would have split, but Inertia picking up a crucial frag on Emag, and the position being taken away, and he's picked up another nice bink there. It was through the wall, but there's no time on the bomb, and Sniper playing this perfectly. He's going to take down the final player, and I tell you what, that miscommunication from the CT's absolutely costly. And I am well and truly back into this match with all the momentum coming into the final couple of rounds.
A racer going for 4 spies, essentially. With 2 Famuses.
Well, I agree with you. They are some beautiful nades coming down onto that A ramp area. So they're aware that the T's have been pretty successful picking up some frags from there. It looks like they're going to just sort of set it up. James opening proceedings with a headshot with that Galil on Inertia. And I really like this play though from the T's. They get that initial frag and then they really force hard onto a bomb site and put total pressure on the players or the single player that is there. And in this case, it was Dan's who had to do all of the work to hold B, and he hasn't been able to do it. And poor positions here for the CTs. They're just going to save. They've got no other choice because, as you can see, when they're out of position and they basically aren't in a situation to retake, they've clicked tab, they've looked at their money, and they've said, this round's gone. And if we want to have a chance at winning this map, we're going to have to do the hard thing, save the guns.
Immunity have basically stopped thinking really hard about their strats and just started running. Obviously they're still playing slight splits with one player in mid this round when they all push B cups, but they're definitely not thinking as much about how they're trying to win the rounds.
Yeah, I agree with you, and they're getting a lot more reliant. They're just saying, look, it wasn't working early, the spread and pick strategies, especially on the CT side where there was no revenge fragging. But it's a little bit more forgiving on terrorists. Just the fact that you can still take a site with 2 players essentially if you do it right. And so it's been a lot more effective for them. And it's also been the initial frags from players like Emag, from James, who's finally stepping up, despite Requiem proving, I think anytime I open my mouth to say something, I'm proven wrong almost instantaneously, so maybe I should just stop talking.
Caster's curse.
Yeah, agreed. I really love these passive plays that the CTs have on this A bomb site. I mean, they let Sniper and Emag on previous rounds out of the low A ramp area. They just say, come and take the site if you can. We've got players with crossfires in multiple areas. You can peek out as much as you like, but we're going to be peeking at the same times. And as you saw there, Sniper just getting smashed. But Emag getting the job done. As soon as the players are in known positions, the revenge frag jumps out of pallets and takes a couple down, and the T's win that round. And so I tell you what, Arrays right now with 0 cash in the bank and a 4 spy on the way for the final round of the match. Basically, right now they're thinking this is the one that got away. Really commanding position, really commanding money position as well. And right now they're staring down the barrel of a loss. Now, Clug, assuming they do lose this here, Arrays, what happens on the second map? I mean, this is one they surely should have won.
James has told me it's going to be either Cache or Nuke. I'm not really sure because we haven't been told what's been beated, but it'll be interesting to see.
In terms of the momentum coming into that match, though, as we watch this final round here, obviously don't give the spoiler away, but if Arrays do not win this round and do not take it into OT, can you really see them getting back into this best of 3?
Again, that depends on the map, but certainly they could. It really depends on how much momentum they have and whether are actually trying to get rounds.
Absolutely. So we're looking at this final round here, and it seems like it's going much the same as the previous 3. The final player here for the terrorists over towards that A bomb site was Sniper, and he's really sold the fake over at that site. Requiem only just rotating round, but Abdu's also got a sniff of something going on at B, and they've done it to them so many rounds that I think they're finally onto it. So it's going to take something very special from Abdu here. He's just checking the B bomb site, and he's going to go for the planter. He's going to be spotted around the corner though, so James really smart there, just coordinating well with Ricky, who did have that bomb. If Ricky had have gone for the plant straight away, he surely would have been taken down. And James with the final frag on Requiem, taking the map for Immunity, and we're moving straight on to Nuke. And I tell you what, if I was Arrays, I would be very down right now after that loss from what was 14-12 with absolutely all the momentum and all the money in the bank.
I'm fully sure it was even 14-10.
Yeah, well, even worse then.
Yeah.
So it looks like we will have Nuke. Obviously, that is the result of the veto system, as we explained earlier. It would seem that Arrays was the one that that picked Mirage, and they did have some good strategies, especially on the T side. Look, I'm actually really upset that they didn't win it. It was some great gameplay from both teams, some really good individual fragging, multiple rounds where players went big. Requiem, Emag, Dance, stepping up and taking 3-4 frags. And that's what you want to see. However, on a map like Nuke, it's a hell of a lot harder. Firstly on T side, very CT-sided map. But also, should Immunity win the pistol round and jump onto CTs, I'm predicting an absolute whitewash.
Yeah, it definitely depends on the knife round, and obviously Immunity will win that because they have the better knives.
The better knife skins, yeah. So while we do wait for this second map to begin, another shout out to all of the people tuning in. This is being streamed by my man Jake via Lightning Casts on Twitch TV. So thank you for tuning in and watching this high level Counter-Strike Global Offensive gameplay. Just setting up for the second map here, all of the players bar one in. And it looks like we've got the T's jumping in with Bot Seth, a late inclusion for the Immunity. I'm just kidding. Just waiting on the final player to come in, then we will have a knife round.
Just turned up our voice quality a little bit.
So I might just take a couple of minutes break while we wait for the knife round to start. Obviously, get all of your friends tuning in on Twitch TV. So make sure you spam the chat. If you type exclamation mark raffle, I will give away a Negev terrain to one of the people in the stream, so get excited about that one. And we're waiting for the knife round to go down. I've had multiple PMs wanting that skin. I tell you what, I'll chuck in Raya Julie's Battle Scarred for someone as well. Get excited about that. That is a serious